Happy November. It's Thanksgiving time, and we all want to kind of think about giving and being thankful, and that kind of leads me to day 9 of the Psalms that David wrote. When I think about the Psalms, a lot of people have said that the Psalms are like a mirror. They reveal you, yet they are much more. Read them, and they will read you. Pray them, and they will change you. King David is a poet, a warrior, and a king. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and I guess that's probably why I like to read the Psalms more than anything, because David pours his heart out to us, and we get to understand him not only as a warrior and a mighty king, but he is able to show us his love and what he really thinks is going on in his life with God. I'm going to read Psalms 9, 1 through 2. I will praise you, O Lord, with my heart. I will tell you of your wonders. I'll be glad and rejoice in you. I will sing praise to your name, O Most High. And here, in this particular 2 verses, David's singing praises to God. In verse 8, we go on to read, he will judge the world in righteousness. He will govern the people with justice. Then he states how with God's righteousness, God will judge the wicked. Verse 9 states that the Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. In verse 10, he makes the statement that those who know his name will trust in him. God will never forsake those who seek him. We might still suffer and experience loss, but God will never leave us. In verse 17, we also see that David's stating that wickedness will be no more. Justice will be served. And in verse 20, let the nations know they are but men. So what I guess I feel like that God is saying to me in this passage is that Jesus is going to be the judge. He's going to be judge of the world, but he's going to do it in righteousness and in love. He's showing his mercy and giving us the choice to choose him. So during this season of Thanksgiving, we're always reminded as we go through the shops, we see things that say blessed, hope, love, but thankfulness sticks out. And I've gone through some really hard times in my life, and those things have actually been a blessing to me, and it's taken me a while to be able to find that out and to get to that point, but I'm actually happy that I went through the things that I have in order to see God working through my life and to be able to look back and say, yes, I am thankful for those hard times. And David does that very well with the way that he, shows his love and his heart to us in his Psalms that he's written to us. And through the holidays that we're approaching, just remember that David was thankful when he went through hardships, and we can be and do the same thing as he's done. So I hope you enjoyed the Psalms as much as I have this week.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope what you heard and what you saw was a blessing to you. For our challenge, I encourage you to think of 5 things that you're grateful for. And I encourage you, if you can, throughout this time to keep a thankful journal, writing each day the 5 things that you're thankful and grateful for. After you've written them down, whether on a journal, on your phone, maybe in a piece of paper somewhere, on a notebook, I encourage you to share those 5 things with someone, whether it be your spouse, your family, your kids, your neighbor, your coworker, on your social media posts, and say, hey, these are the 5 things I'm grateful for today. And after you do that, I want you to pray about those 5 things, and throughout the day, thank God for those 5 things. At the same time, we're also doing a challenge of being complaint-free for the next 30 days. If you have a wristband as the ones that we've provided for complaint-free, or maybe just a watch that you wear, and if at any point throughout the day you think of a negative thought or you have a complaint and are ungrateful, what you need to do is switch that band or that watch from one hand to the other. So let's say I have a negative thought. I'm switching the band on my right hand to my left hand. And so now every time I look down and I feel something's missing, I realize that, hey, it's on my other hand because I had a negative thought. Hopefully together in these 30 days, we can learn to train our minds to not think negatively and to be grateful for all that God has done together.